What is up, guys? It is 63ZE and I'm here to talk about Sony's EA, and I'm here to talk about Sony's E3 2017 conference. If you haven't seen any of the other ones, make sure to go check them out. I did Bethesda, Ubisoft, Microsoft, and EA already. I might be doing Nintendo, but that will be up, and you'll probably know about this before I know when I've done it. Either way, thank you guys for watching this video. Let's get right into it. I'm going to go off my honorable mentions here first, as well as one not so honorable mention, as then with my top 7 for the Sony conference. Here is my honorable mentions right now. We've got Skyrim on VR. Yeah, Skyrim on VR. Don't know how I feel about it. It's definitely, I always love Skyrim. Purely it's getting an honorable mention here because it is Skyrim. I hope they do it justice, but there's no way of knowing for sure until they actually do it. So, honorable mention right here. The Impatient looks weird. It's definitely going to be a psychological horror kind of game. It looks cool, that is for sure. That's going to be a lot of content coming for some YouTubers with that game. Might play it, might not, don't know. I want to see how it goes. Next honorable mention, and the last honorable mention here, is Moss. It looks like a game about fighting rats. Basically all I can say. And now for my not so honorable mention. The fishing simulator from Final Fantasy. Formerly known as Final Fantasy Monsters of the Deep VR. It is a VR fishing simulator in the Final Fantasy universe. Quick note here. Out of seeing all of these conferences, it seems like Sony really tried to push VR, and it had a strong start. Weak middle. Basically weekend. If it wasn't for a couple games at the end, it would be just so bad. That's my dishonorable mention. Now, onto my top 7 list for the Sony conference. Here we go. At number 7. Number 7 for me is the Spider-Man game. I don't play a lot of the Spider-Man games. I played one when I was a little kid. As some of you who know the Spider-Man franchise and have played a lot of the Spider-Man franchise would have also played. I only played one of them. And ever since then, I've not really kept up with them. They've not seemed that good in my eyes, but I know they are good games to some people. That's why it's in my top 7 list for the Sony releases in their conference. Now, my 6th game in this list is something, again, I haven't played, but I know is a lot of people's favorites. It's called Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus is this next game in the series, or it's a remaster of the original. Didn't give too much information towards if it's a remaster or if it's a new game, not entirely sure, but it is Shadow of the Colossus. Next game, a lot of these have been very well Sony exclusives, not the honorable mentions. A lot of them are just for everyone. A lot of these ones on this list are actually Sony exclusives, except for very few of them. My 5th favorite, I only add these in purely because I have to be non-biased with the Sony conferences, in my opinion, how I'd feel about it if I was a Sony player. And in my opinion, my number 5 for the Sony conference is actually God of War. I know God of War is an amazing game. Hi. My 5th is God of War. I didn't play God of War because obviously I didn't play PS3, I haven't played PS4. I didn't get into the God of War series purely because I didn't get a chance to really play it and immerse myself. I know if I had though, it would be a good game. It would be higher up on my list if I was immersed more in it, but I'm not, so it's not. And therefore that's why it's at 5th in my list. My number 4 for the Sony conference though, my number 4 for the Sony conference is kind of the same as number 5, and it is a DLC of a game that is also a PlayStation exclusive, which is Uncharted 4. They're doing a DLC of The Lost Legacy, which I think is the story of Chloe, I think. I'm not too sure on the name. Tasha does a lot of this Uncharted stuff. She's addicted to the series, so I've heard a lot about it from her previously over the last couple of months, but I don't really tend to get into Uncharted games. I watched Jacksepticeye play all of Uncharted 4. It was a good game for sure. That's why it's actually made it into this list. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been very interested whatsoever. That's my number 4. It's a DLC coming out later this year for Uncharted. Number 3 is a game that I didn't quite get into fully. I played a bit of it, like maybe about 20 hours if that, and I just couldn't quite get into it. I gave it a good chance, and it's Destiny. It's Destiny 2, to be more precise, is my number 3 for the Sony conference. It's going to be a good game. I know a lot of people are going to like it. Destiny 1 went off without a hitch to so many people. So many people still play it, as a matter of fact. That's why it's on my top 7 list in Sony's conference. It is my 3rd top in here because I know it's going to be such a big game for the community. My next one is another PlayStation exclusive. I believe it's a PlayStation exclusive, and it's my number 2 for this list, and it is Days Gone. Days Gone is another zombie game, straight up about it. It's another zombie game, but it looks awesome. I don't get his need for running when his motorbike was right there, but still a good game, and it looks awesome. It's definitely going to be a good game for those who want to play it. I really do hope I can buy it on either PC or Xbox. I prefer it on Xbox because of the fact that I will have that Xbox One X when it does come out. But I'd love to be able to play that game for sure. If not, I'll probably just steal Natasha's fucking PlayStation and just play it on that, and then just, you know, yeah. Brings me to my number 1 for the Sony conference, and anyone who knows me and what I do like to play will know that it is actually the new Call of Duty World War 1. I know a lot of you are thinking, you're a fucking dick. There was God of War, Spider-Man, Destiny, Uncharted, all these things before this game. And yes, I know that. But for me, from my list, in my opinion, I prefer Call of Duty over half of those games that I just said. I do like COD. I want to see how it's coming. I want to know how they handle it. And this game would have been in my top even if it was on the Microsoft one. Just being upfront with it. The games in Sony were definitely strong. The conference itself was weak. There was very few games that actually were like solid, like, oh my god games. They didn't have a huge variety of games in their conference, so it put a lot more pressure on the games that they did have to be amazing. And a lot of the games, unless you're like fully into them, you're not going to be very into this conference. It was still a good conference nonetheless, but that has been my E3 Sony conference list view thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up and a like. It doesn't matter which one because they're both the goddamn same. Subscribe down below, hit that bell, go to my Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and go to my Twitch because I'll be streaming soon. Check me out. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Next is number 6, Crackdown 3. That's right, 5-1 Crackdown 3. Terry Crews is a fucking gem. I'd play this purely because of him. I don't know how much I would play, but I would play it.